Welcome everybody. Today we have a very special training. We're going to go through some of the top tactics, the top ways that eight-figure sellers, what they're doing right now to optimize their Amazon listings, to improve conversion rates, to boost profits. And we're going to do a live listing analysis. I'm super excited to have Peter Paul Mann from IntelliV. Welcome, Peter Paul. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine, Gary. Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. And welcome to everybody that is joining us live. I know people are still coming in, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. And let me give you a quick introduction for those of you guys that are meeting Peter Paul for the first time. So Peter Paul, he's an alumni speaker at Seven Figure Seller Summit. He's really at the forefront of e-commerce, expert in sales, especially going really deep into all of the testing and all of the split testing. And we're going to go very deep into a live purchase barrier poll so you guys can get a flavor of this. And Peter Paul, before we get started, can you tell us who's this training for today? Why is it so important?
Yeah, so this training is for an e-commerce seller, Amazon sellers, people who really want to know like how to improve a listing or a product that resonates with your buyer, so with your potential buyer. People are looking nowadays on products and they have so many options, and you have to stand up against your competition and make a difference, get that click and get the sales. And I can help you with that. Excellent.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us live as well. I see some familiar faces. Quick shout out to Chinedu, and good to see some of the other people joining us. Keith, Miguel, Aldrin, Hansu, Kat, and Philippe. If you could type in the chat where you're joining us from, just so we know where everybody is, that would be great. Excellent. So Peter Paul, anything else we want to do, or do you have any questions you'd like to ask the audience before we start the training?
No, well, during the presentation, if you have questions, I love to hear those. So I really like to find some interaction. Of course, I can do a monologue. I thought about it, like, what can I present? I'm going to show more than just a purchase barrier poll. I'm going to show a full route of an optimization process on a certain product and explain, like, how do we get from a certain point from insights to an optimized listing. The purchase barrier poll will be the key thing. So we will do one. We just spoke about a product that you shared with me. So that will be really a live session. I just saw it a few minutes ago. So we're going to do it. But if you have, like, during this meeting, during this webinar, questions, then please do so. Like, there's so many things to ask probably about testing, consumer insights. So do it and make it interactive together.
Absolutely. I'd love to keep this live. And Peter Paul, he came highly recommended by an eight-figure seller that I trust. So we're going to go really deep as well. So quick shout outs to Hildy from Australia, Philippe from New Jersey, Chinedu from Osaka. You're in Japan. Awesome. Miguel from Aspen, Colorado. And excellent. We have a worldwide audience today. Okay, without further ado, Peter Paul, would you like to share your screen and we'll begin the training right now?
Yes, I would like to do that. I just lost one page. I don't know where that went. So let me see, because I need to have that, by the way. I just did that by changing my screens.
All right, we'll give you another minute. So for the people that are joining us live, if you do have an existing listing, what's the number one question, or what's the number one challenge you have right now with your business? I'm just curious if you could type that in the chat just to see if we can address that directly as part of the training today.
Yeah.
Okay. So Tornado says little to no sales.
Yeah. So that's conversion. Is that conversion or also clicks?
Tornado, is it what do you suspect is the cause? Little to no
Yeah, well, if you say
sales.
little to no sales, then the first thing I think about is conversion.
Yeah.
More, yes, that's pretty much what it is. So trying to figure out what's the cause. We were getting sales, and then all of a sudden, this is for our Japan account. Things kind of just went upside down, which is the reason why I'm in Japan at the moment.
Mm.
So just trying to figure out, and also is slightly affecting our US account as well, but Japan is definitely not doing well. So
Mm.
I'm trying to figure out what's going wrong. So that's the reason why I joined this call.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Well, let's start first by sharing a screen. I need to have
And everybody that's joining, we're going to do a purchase barrier poll teardown just to discover more insight about a competitor's product that for a product I'm looking to launch. And afterwards, there is an opportunity for you guys to follow up to do the exact same thing. So Peter Paul will share more details, which you need to if you are interested at the end. And I believe after this training, the next day tomorrow, Peter Paul, there will be like an open office hours where people can join live to get their specific product questions answered. Is that
exactly.
correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then you can join again, and
yeah.
I will be there, and then you can really we can do it together. So I will
Yeah.
help you with poll setup. I will help you with questions, and everybody who's joining, they can see, yeah, how it all
Excellent.
runs and how it
Yeah.
all works.
Yeah. So in other words, today we're going to teach you, we're going to show you how to do it, and then you're going to get a chance tomorrow to get direct interactive help, specifically for your products.
Exactly.
All right. So like, excellent. So, and then also in the chat, Philippe says challenge to make money on Amazon, 100%. And Kat says how to optimize for Rufus and Cosmo. Yes. Peter Paul, in terms of Cosmo and Rufus, I'm not sure if, in terms of the market research that you're doing right now, does it in any way touch upon, all the changes going through with the, Rufus and AI,
Yeah,
what
it
Amazon's doing
does.
with the algorithm? Yeah.
It does. So I recently published a post on LinkedIn about Rufus and Cosmo, and it is a self-learning system, right? So it's kind of helping based on specific persona and needs and things that Amazon knows about the buyer, that they present it in a way that probably is close to what they're looking for. So I thought I said something about the example, like if you want to buy shoes, but in another way or in another buying mode, they already know that you're heading for a honeymoon, then they show white or black shoes that are for a wedding. So it is all related. So of course you need to know the exact wants, needs, and desires of consumers to address the specific needs. And Rufus and Cosmo is helping with that. It's kind of getting the advisory inside of the search to really recommend and get closer to what the buyer is looking for. And that is making a difference. So if you can do that in pre-sale testing, you discover certain wants, needs, and desires. So that makes you more specific as your offer. So you're really aligning with what people want, if that makes sense.
Right. I think this will be clearer as we go through the live example.
Yeah.
So Peter Paul, without further ado,
first of
let's
all,
get into this.
Today we're also going to talk about IntelliV Labs. And IntelliV Labs is something we're going to launch at the end of this year. You today are exclusive, getting access to first lab session with me, and this is a beta launch. So thank you, Gary, also for giving us the opportunity that you want to do this in your 7-Figure Seller Summit membership, and I really appreciate it a lot. And it looks like this. So on our website, you have the page where you can join the waiting list. And what we are going to do is we're going to get a community up and running with a Slack channel, so you can communicate, you can get training, virtual, in person, and we will do anything and everything to help you understand how to optimize listings and products to get the best result possible. And you get access to all our knowledge that we have. So it's not just about IntelliV and using the polling platform, but it's also about marketing broad. So we will also invite speakers and so we will do a lot of things around that. So this is the better launch. I'm sorry, making it bigger. A little bit about me for the people who don't know. So my name is Peter Paul Maan. I'm responsible for sales and partnerships at Intellivi. I'm with the company since the first day. So we started as an Amazon seller ourselves. We have several brands right now, 8-figure sellers. So yeah, we are doing quite a good job. My specialist is the deep understanding of consumer behavior. And I just like the way how people make decisions. I really love that. And also the contextual influence. If you're asking it in a specific way, it's already giving a direction to the certain answer you get. So sometimes you can already expect what will happen. And this is the same on online spaces. And it's very interesting to understand that. I'm also called Intellivi specialist. So that's a fun thing that people say in our company, the Intellivi scientist. Let's go on. So there we go. This is something, do you see that, by the way, someone is entering? I'm seeing that, so you're doing it right. So
Yes.
there we go. It's going way too quick. Just looking at where we started, we did this. So most Amazon sellers are still doing it. I don't want to be offensive today, like really not, but I think, this is so boring. It's an endless story, doing PPC optimization, having so many ranking efforts. It's a daily task. Your inventory management, because if your sales not going well, you need to fix with all the fees right now. It's a crazy thing. So it's a lot of work and it's boring and it's not really, well, I think it's not even giving you a healthy lifestyle. So we recommend to start listening to consumers, and we can help you with that. So we can help you to get contextual, actionable consumer insights. And we offer scenario-based polling. I will address that later, like what that is, because what is scenario-based polling? And it's a DIY platform, so you can do it yourself. That's the whole thing. So you can dive into the platform, create polls, create tests, do market research yourself, and get access to consumers who are giving responses to the questions you have. The poll insights, what we do is like you get best worst choices and feedback around that, so you really understand what people prefer and why that is, and it's positive and negative feedback. It's a complete research that you get. You just mentioned, by the way, how do I pronounce your name? Shinadu? How do I say that? So you said it so well, Gary.
It's Chinadu.
Chinadu. You mentioned Japan. We also have Japan in our audience. So we have United States, Mexico, we have United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, Netherlands even, and also Japan. So that's interesting to know, I think, because it means that you can also tap into consumer insights for Japan marketplace. It's all simulated, by the way. So the way we build Intellivi, it's simulated. It's a simulated marketplace. And I mentioned in the previous slide is DIY. So if I say simulated marketplace, it's not just already said and done. It's up to you to create the simulation you want. And I will show you what that looks like. And now I need to check if I can get into the other screen and if everybody can see it. Is this visible or not?
Yes. And Peter Paul, just to be clear, when you say simulated, that means like the test for the Amazon market, that's simulated, but the actual the people that are polled, they're real. They are not simulated, right?
Oh, absolutely. No. That's absolutely real. So 55 million consumers worldwide, that's absolutely real.
Yes.
And those are actual people responding actual. So like really the way they should.
Yeah. And excellent. Okay. Yeah. Just want to make that clear. So that's cool. Let's get into this, Peter Paul.
But it's good, Gary, that you're asking, because if I'm saying things so quick and so easy, because I know the complete platform. I know it from the first day that we started building it. I know where we come from. So I know everything, but it doesn't mean that you understand. Maybe you think, so let's just drop a question. If I'm talking about polling and let's just drop names, I don't care. Even if it's competitors of Intellivi. What do you think about if I say polling? What is that comes to mind?
If anyone would
somebody
like
was,
to unmute or drop your response in the chat.
I'm interested in what people say.
What do you think about when you hear polling?
No
Or people
responses?
they don't have much much insight about this. Like they want to learn more about this.
Yeah, people comments. I see now people come. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's it. But when I speak about polling, I was just assuming like maybe you think about a platform that you use. Is anyone already doing A/B tests? So now I see a yes. Yeah. No. Big Foo. Yeah. So
Philippe says yes.
yeah. Now so the thing is like the basics of A/B testing is like showing two options. And what I see most of the time is that people have kind of like best practices. So if you sell supplements, then kind of everybody knows like you have to place the pills in front of the box, or you have to say something about the flavor. Those are best practices. And then if you do your new image with elements in there and show it up against one that doesn't have it, it's kind of almost obvious that you get results that the one that has showing the pills is winning. If it makes sense what I'm saying, it's almost like doing a test that you by the start already know what will happen. Do you understand what I mean? So we try to get to the point. Yeah, so I see yes. So we try to get to the point that if someone is going to Amazon, they do a search, they have a problem, and they look for a solution. That's what a consumer does. So they go to Amazon and they see many options, and then the journey starts. So at that point, you need to understand what are their wants, needs, and desires, and how do they respond to that. So we can help you with that. And I'm showing you today. So you see 3 phases where you can be in. But let's now today talk about launch preparation, if you're okay with that. No, I'm going to do growth hacking. I'm sorry, because you just gave me the bag. So I'm going to talk about growth hacking. Growth hacking. So growth hacking, you have an existing listing, and now you can choose your objective. And these are new things maybe today, I don't know, but you can counter drab. What that means is that you can learn what are the dominant reasons that avoid buying a certain product, your product. You can see down here, if I click on it, you can choose drab your listing. So you can find out what the dominant reasons of your listing are. So the dominant reasons that avoid buying your listing, or a competition listing, or broader, the niche. So it's more like, let's pick a product out of your niche. This will tell you in an overview of respondents, like what are the reasons not to buy your product. So this is the first thing I want to show you. And I'll show you an example here based on a product that we did. So this is about a bookshelf. This is the product. We showed it to, in this case, 60 respondents. But first of all, if I'm speaking about simulation and I'm simulating the buying journey, we are placing the respondents into the situation that they are looking for. Hey, you're redecorating and looking for a sleek way to showcase collectibles, floating shelf set of 2, catch your eye, offering a minimalist design that complements any room. Now, so they are in the phase of, imagine now that you are in the phase of buying a floating shelf. Is that clear what I'm saying? Yeah.
To me, it's clear.
Yeah.
Sorry, Peter Paul. Can we ask a quick question? Chinedu asks, how did you find the respondents?
That's a good question. Yeah. So this is something we built up ourselves. So we started with creating the tool in 2016, and we also started creating the member base, and we did that with deal sites. So the thing is like you have with offering deals, so you can do free products to test. You can do many things to get people activated because they are looking for deals. They want to have like 90% discount here, or they want to have a coupon, or they want to have a product to test for free, whatever. Now, those people are incentivized. So sometimes we ask them a survey, a poll, and if they do a poll, then they get in exchange a new deal. Now we expanded this because this is way bigger. You have like so many of those deal sites worldwide. It's crazy. Like if you cannot even imagine, and it's even incentivized if people are giving details about their persona. So even like about household size, well, of course, gender, age, everything. So that's it's generic market research. It's generic people. That's how we do it.
Okay.
Is that answering the question?
And it is nodding yes.
Okay, good. Now, again, so back to, because this is something new. If you're used to polling, then this is definitely something new. I'm 100% sure it is, because we are driving people in this situation. They read it, like read it. And then we ask them, oh, sorry, that's not what we do. Back. We ask them, what are the most important features when you are in this situation? So here you see that. So again, the situation, then here, what are the most important product features you would look for when comparing products that are a solution for this situation? So when you are seeing a product, before you see that, what would be important to you? So you don't see it yet. It's just like, hey, imagine you're looking for a set of floating shelves, set of 2. Now, what would be important to you? Does it make sense?
Yeah, so this is kind of like the pre-buying experience. So before you show them the actual product,
exactly,
you ask them, hey, what for this bookshelf, what's the most important thing about a bookshelf you want, right, before you buy it? So this way you get some insight before you bias them with the actual product, right?
Exactly. That's it.
That's clear.
That's it.
To me, it's clear.
That's it. Yeah. Now, and then you get that overview. So here you see 60 people are saying like, this will be important to me. Now, I already know from this poll that many people said like, easy installation is important to me, like easy to set up, easy to install, easy to understand, easy to use, etc. Another thing that people mentioned was sturdiness, like it has to be strong. So sturdiness, you see that here now, that's also happening. So this is already something that I know. And I'm doing this quickly now because I have more polls to talk about. I really want to show you the full path of optimization, how we do it. Now, then after that, they see the product. And as said, we ask them. So now they see the product and we ask them, we want to learn about your objections. What would be your reasons not to buy a floating shelf set of 2? That's the question. And then AI, so this is after responses of people. So these are the actual responses. Here you get them, here, down here. This is each individual is saying something like, well, this would be my reason not to buy this thing. So it's a very negative poll, by the way. So you get a lot of negative feedback. But AI, based on the information, is gathering that and combining it to a top 10 of list of objections. And that's what you see here. So now you see that it's giving you 10 buying objections. Installation concerns is a big one. Sturdiness. And that's interesting because we saw the same thing from Situation Insights. When people are in the phase of buying a floating shelf, they already say like, well, sturdiness is important to me. The same as when they see it, they have concerns about sturdiness. Color and style preferences, so that's important. We know that, indeed. I will tell a little bit more about it later. That color and style preferences is important. Size and space, material quality, visual appeal and design, and price comparison, of course, and ease of use. Again, there you have it. Now, overall, this is already helping you. And I hope you get the point, because if you get this, you can already dive into your listing, just look at it and just think as a consumer, like, okay, am I addressing in a good way installation concerns? What am I doing about it? So just looking at your stack images, and you spoke about conversion, that's where we started, like my conversion dropped. Now, let's say you have a top 10 objection list of your product and you check your listing. How many objections are you countering? And if it's not that much, then you already get an opportunity that you can say like, okay, that's interesting. Because it is definitely important to a buyer if you get the click, that they will see that certain objections are covered. And if you have any questions at this point, then please do so. Yeah, you do.
So the question I have is, this is regarding growth. Now, let's say you ask, the two questions, the first one and then the second one, and then you find out the reason. Let's say, for example, this product is not doing well, and you find out one of the reasons that people feel that they shouldn't purchase it is because maybe it's not sturdy, for example. Then with that information, I'm guessing that you're going to take that information, maybe create a video or put something together to display that the product is sturdy, so it would reduce people's concern. I'm guessing that's where we're going, correct?
That's kind of where we're going. But if you speak about a video, then already I think that's a further stage in listing optimization. Because if normally if someone is going to a listing, so everybody knows, like, you want to generate the click, you want to get the attention. So is it the scroll stopper or not? And do you get the click? Then second, if they are entering your listing, do you convince them that they buy your product? Now, all I'm saying is I'm just addressing now there are certain objections around your product, and now you need to ask yourself, do I cover those objections? Do I encounter those in my listing or not? That's all I'm saying. And of course, at a certain point, you can do that in a video, but I think a video is just adding something to your listing. It's adding more juice and more confidence and more. But first, you need to solve certain things in your listing itself. And that brings me to the next poll.
Yeah, if I can also weigh in on Sinead's question, I mean, I would, if I were you, once I know like these objections, right, like sturdiness, etc., I would go back to my listing. I would audit it. I would say to myself, if I'm a consumer and in my mind, okay, I'm looking for a sturdy bookshelf in my listing, does it address that? Does it say, okay, it's sturdy, like you can support, like, I don't know, X weight, like X pounds? Like in the images, is there something to illustrate, hey, this is a sturdy bookshelf, it's not like a flimsy one that would just like fall down once you put yourself in it, and then also the video, that's great as well, because some people, they're more visual, right? But it's kind of like, I would just go back to my listing and then audit it, just put myself in the consumer's shoes, like, hey, I'm looking for a sturdy bookshelf, is my listing addressing that concern? Because that would increase the conversion rate, right? If I'm not addressing it, if I'm like shopping for a bookshelf, there's nothing about sturdiness, I'm like, I'll click through the next one, right? So
that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
that's exactly it. And
cool.
And that brings me to the next step, because I'm still speaking about growth hacking, and now I'm checking optimize CVR. So it's nice also to talk about it, because you mentioned that in the start, like my conversion is dropping. Now, it is always related to certain objections that buyers might have, but it's also understanding the ones needs and desires. So more the positive rhythm, like getting the yeses and understand, like, why is it that people are buying my product or not? So that brings me to optimizing conversion rate. And then we are talking about your image tag. By the way, you also see your product video. So it is possible to test your product video as well. But today let's talk about the image tag. So we had the top 10 objections in the purchase barrier poll. Now I'm going to show an example of an image tag poll. Again, we are framing, and I say we, it's not we, you, because it's a DIY platform. So with the help of AI and with the setup of the poll, and I will show that later during this call, you can type in your type of product, and AI will generate a certain free situations that you can choose from. And that is the starting point that you create for your poll. Now here it's already done. So again, you have people have to imagine that they are looking for a floating shelf set of 2, 90 respondents. And now we are asking them, please select the most compelling image tag. So they see 3 stacks, full stacks. Here they are, 3 stacks. They see it fully. And we ask them, tell us which tag is the most convincing one. And then also indicate what image was decisive for selecting this. So you see overall that image tag C is winning. But if I go to image tag C, I can also learn that image number 6 is the most convincing image of the full stack. Now, this is not our stack, but let's say this is your stack. I can already tell, like, okay, that's interesting because I'm really destroying my listing in image number 2. Like, it's not doing anything, so it's not that much in negative votes, but in positive, absolutely also nothing. Like, it's like, although I'm winning, beautiful, but just in the order of images, it's not doing a good job. Then I see image number 3 is doing a good job. I get 7 votes, but this one is really doing really a good job. If I look at image stack A, again, by the way, I should make it bigger maybe, because then you see what we are looking at. So here it is about package contains and like what is in the box, etc. And this one, image stack A here, this one is doing a good job. So you saw like 90 votes positive. Well, it's about sturdiness. And again, you know, I already said from the situation insights, we discovered that people find it very important, easy installation, sturdiness, and the style. And then speak about style. I know that we learned from the polling that people are looking for the wood grain and the exact wood color. It's that's what they find important. Now here you can already see what your stack is doing, how it is performing. Does it make sense? And if I go down, I can dive into each detail. So I can dive into each negative answer of each image related to the positive answer for the positive image. So I see also the context. I see kind of like where people come from. Does it make sense what I'm saying? And if you want to go, so AI is generating a report again. So then you see an introduction and it's explaining like, so it's crucial to provide clear and more informative images that highlight the product features, benefits, and installation process. Well, it's telling you that, like, that's important. Well, that seems very close related to my objection. That's beautiful, because now I know that I'm lacking. So I didn't do a test on the stacks before, but I just did a stack on the first image. Based on the first image, people are already saying like, I have installation concerns. Now they see the full listing. And again, there's a concern about installation. So it's bringing me to a point that I can really optimize my listing. Does it make sense?
To me, it makes sense.
And to the rest?
What do you think, guys? Any questions? No.
Good.
Okay, let's keep going, Peter Paul.
Let's keep going. Now, then we have optimized CDR, because we want to generate the click, of course. That's also important. And again, you see 3 options here. Who's winning clicks now? What might hold back sales? Which main image works best? It will bring you to a marketplace poll. And the marketplace poll is, again, situation, framing the respondents, give a good start, and understand like what are the wants and needs and desires when people are in that specific situation. Then we ask them, which of these products would you buy and why? So at this point, you learn like, okay, I like this product the most, and I dislike this one. So I don't like this one at all. So it's like the most positive and the most negative. That's what you get. But it's in a simulated, this is really a simulated marketplace, because we show it as in Amazon, and they see more options instead of just A, B.
Peter Paul,
it's not just A. Yeah.
Yeah. When you say that, when you show it to the respondents, Miguel had a question. How is this presented to respondents? How long does it take to complete the poll? What incentive do they have to respond to the poll?
So,
like, what incentive do you offer to them as well?
Yeah, so the incentive is what I mentioned. It is just showing up in their platform. So we have like a network. It's a big network. We're doing this in collaboration, but it's a big network. And then they get the survey. It's presented to them, and they just start the survey. And as I said, the incentify is that they get in replace a deal, or they get a discount or a coupon or an option to test the product for free, etc. Those things are not controlled by us. I know that this is the way it works. Then how long does it take to complete the poll? That depends. It depends on the segmentation. So for instance, I'm going to do an extreme example. I think 4 months ago, I had a customer doing a test for Tesla console. So it's a console inlay for Tesla 3, Model 3, and Model X. So we were targeting Tesla drivers. Well, it seems that Tesla drivers are not the people that you find that easy in these kind of platforms. And this is also kind of explaining what you can expect. But we did find them. So it took like 3 days, and then we had responses in. But normally you get them already within a few hours. And otherwise it will take a day, roughly a day. That's it.
Okay.
So, and
Peter,
how is
Paul,
it presented?
just to keep our eye on the time, we have about
20, I know. I really
25 minutes.
I need to speed up. So, but the marketplace poll is giving you insights on the main image. Again, you get positive and negative feedback. It's also very beautiful. If I'm clicking on the most positive 55 votes, it's immediately shifting like the effect on the competitors. So I can see like what is my main competitor I'm losing the most from, and like you can really see the dynamics between products and how it all works. You get positive and negative feedback. You can do searches. You have an AI summary explaining you what is going well or what is going wrong. So what are the positives, the most positive elements, most negative elements? It's a lot of insights that you get. Now, let's do something now quickly. This is an optimized moment. So here are we at the point that we optimized the main image. We addressed the need of the easy installation. We did something with the weight to see like, okay, can we communicate sturdiness? Is it possible? So we tested this, and indeed it worked well. We also optimized the complete stack, and you can see now that it is addressing the sturdiness. It is also explaining why it's sturdy and quality. So this was a very important need. We addressed the concerns about installation and then showing it together with a woman, because most buyers are women. And about style, we discovered that just lifestyle images didn't work that well, simply because lifestyle. So if I'm showing a room, and I can show this from another example, image stack B. So here you see an image that is performing very, very badly. And this is because it doesn't resonate with the houses that people have. What they want to know is like, what is the wood grain? What's the color of the wood? Does it convince me like this is what I'm looking for? Now, that said, you shared a product with me. Let's see who it is. You shared, oh, I lost that link. Where did I placed it somewhere.
Do you want me to put it in the chat for you again?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, so Peter, Paul, and everyone, I used a example of a product that I am thinking about developing. So I'm in actually the product development phase. And this product I just put in the chat. This is for a crossbody concealed carry bag. So this is for US Amazon Marketplace. So Peter Paul is going to run a poll right now to help me in the product development, because this is one of the leading competitors. You can see here, the Vertex fanny pack, 4.3 stars, 97 ratings, 1,000 plus units bought in the past month, according to Amazon. So this is straight from Amazon. That's legit data. $44, $45, 2 color variations, black and I think sage green. So yeah, Peter Paul, how can IntelliBee help me at the product development phase?
Because you're saying like you're in product development stage, that means that you are doing new product development.
Yes. And so I'm thinking of launching a better product, obviously. Identify the demand. I think the competition is not high. This guy only has like 97 reviews. They're doing 1,000 units, $45, right? So I think I ran the number. So this is one of the products in my pipeline. So I'm thinking
Yeah.
of, doing the research. Like traditionally, I would use like Helium 10 Jungle Scout, look at all the reviews of the top competition, look at the weaknesses, come down with like the top 3, 5, etc. The classic, private label strategy. So what can IntelliBee do to help me to maximize my success for product development?
Exactly. So you have new product development, product ideation. You can also go to market research. But right now, I want to go to product ideation and then what are buying objections? Because we spoke about dominant reason that avoid buying to show that example today.
Yes.
Now, what are buying objections? If I start creating this poll, I'm entering in the screen of the poll setup. That's this. And on the right side, you see already an instruction that is showing up. It's driven by Intercom. I don't know if you know that, but that's the tool that we are using to give you the information to how to set up the poll. You can easily hide it or bring it back, and then you have your information how to set up your poll. Now, the name for the poll is for internal purposes. So in this case, 7-figure seller summit, and then let's do it, Gary. And here, then I have to generate a situation with AI. So I mentioned that before because I'm going to do a poll, but I need to generate a situation. I need to start with that. So here I have to write down the type of product, and it's a concealed
carry bag. You can just say conceal carry. Is this name going to be put in front of the respondents, or is this internal?
No, they will see the product with the title.
Okay.
They see it as presented as here, as how it is here. That's how they see it.
Okay.
Yeah. So you will see what will happen. So I'm just typing in here, then concealed carry bag, and then generate.
Yeah.
It will give me 3 options to choose from. So here you see, imagine yourself walking through a bustling city center. You want to feel secure and have quick access to your personal defense item without drawing attention. It's time to buy a, I think this is already spot on. I think. I don't know what you think, but and you can change this, of course, because this
I'm reading
is also...
through it right now. There's 3 options, right?
Yeah. Which one do you like?
I would choose number 1.
Okay. And let me
number
tell you
1 or
something
number 2, because they could be replacing an old one. So
yeah. So, but this is interesting, Gary.
Yeah.
But this is interesting. So indeed, you can also choose number 2, or maybe even choose number 3. And this is already marketplace simulation, because by creating a situation, I'm creating a starting point. So I'm creating a problem and solution stage that I have in mind. Now, and this is the whole point. I mentioned before, it's a DIY platform, but you're the talent behind this platform. So you're the one asking certain questions or doubting certain things, whatever it might be. And then you start by creating your poll. But if you do it very like you really have to have a very strong understanding or good understanding of what you're doing, because now we are choosing for walking through a bustling city center. So this is giving the problem of, I want to have quick access. Now, it's fine. So then I have this in place now. So the concealed carry bag is the product. And then here you have the question already pre-filled, because we're going to do a purchase barrier poll. And then I go to the ASIN, back to the purchase barrier poll, add product. I select the marketplace that I want to simulate. So here you have select marketplace simulation, Amazon. And I want to do it for, and here you see the countries, by the way. So Japan is in there, Italy, Germany, UK, Canada, Mexico, but we're going to do US. Enter ASIN, hit enter. And now it's fetching the information from the Amazon marketplace. It's not connecting. So it's not that respondents are going to the actual listing. That's not the case. So you can still even edit the product, and you can even change the image if you want. So this is the simulation part where you can say like, well, it's this title, but I want to change the image a little bit. That's fine. So now everything is in there. Then you see that by default, ratings and price is blurred. That's because here we already say, besides the obvious review rate and price of a product, because otherwise, if you ask for objections, people might say, well, to me, the price will be very important. Or I would definitely look for ratings. Well, I don't care. You know, I just want to know, if you just look at the product and the offer, what is it that you don't like? That's what I want to know. Then we go down. So poll settings already done. Then you get to the point of target audience. So here you can select basic audience. So this is our default audience. As said, we already created or built up a member base. It's around 320,000. All Amazon Prime, like 98%. And then premium target audience. If you choose this part, then you can select everything you want. So you can into household size, gender, hobbies, interest, political views, whatever. So this is everything you want. But I think for now, the basic audience is fine.
Peter Paul, I just have one quick question. I'm considering this bag possibly to target women. I haven't 100% decided yet because I identify a gap in the market because most of the bags are men, right? There isn't like a specific women's bag, but I'm trying to get more information about that. So should we target just women for this case? Like, do you think, what would you suggest if you were in my shoes?
I think I would start random.
Okay. Why?
And then, because then I get insights of feedback that is where I can see the difference between men and women. And I just like the fact that I get also part of men to see the difference between those two. And to kind of conclude with what you're thinking right now, that you say like, oh, okay, you see, I have to go that direction specifically for women.
Okay. To get like an overall, like big picture, and then we could drill down to one specific demographic, for example, women in the next step. Okay, that makes sense.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Let's keep going.
Now, then, so in all ages, I think that's also fine. Although you can also, I think this is okay. So I would just go for random also for this example, because then we can all see what is going to happen. Then finally, the number of response or number of votes, 125 is quite a huge amount. Because I spoke about a full range of optimization, you probably also want to test your image tag. So you get more insights. Then you can go down to, let's say, to start for a good purchase barrier pool, around 75 is more than enough to get good insights.
Okay. And what is the cost of that?
So that's something I'm changing right now. So then you see down here, but this is based on pricing. So we have pricing model, pricing plans, and it depends on the plan that you choose. So if you are in really like a hyper users, that's also how we name it. So we have a hyper plan. Then you pay $9.97 a month, but you get 1,000 in credits. So that's going into your wallet, and then the prices per respondent drop. So right now we are in our own plan. So this is $90.75, and this is a good direction of what it will cost.
Okay.
I'm gonna start it also. There's nothing wrong with it, right? So this is now in my account, but I will share the results with you. That will be fine.
Okay.
So there we go.
Looks good to me. Yeah.
So check out, and then it started. Then we can also see how quickly it goes. I hope we can see that. And it's already, by the way, 10 minutes, and then we have to jump off, I think.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
We have about 10 minutes left, just to respect everyone's time. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, but overall, there's also another thing that I like to say. So let's go back to the starting screen. I said it like it's a simulation platform. Doing tests. I want to use the final minutes to give you a small story. I recently purchased a dog, so like really a month ago, and this dog is not house trained, and I'm not making a joke. It's the truth. So my kids are really enjoying it, but I wasn't enjoying it at all, and my wife not at all, because, well, she's not house trained. So you have all of a sudden a puppy in house, 5 months, not house trained. And we took her outside, and whatever we did, she didn't do anything, like crazy, like just walking around like nothing. So then at a certain point, I read something about a longer leash, because a longer leash will give her more privacy. So then she can go away, and maybe then it will work. So I bought a longer leash. Now, when it comes down to testing, each time that everybody went out with the dog, of course, if I do it myself, then I know what I'm going to ask myself. But if someone else went out, I just ask like, and what was the effect of the longer leash? And I'm saying this because there are so many other side effects, also positive, like, oh, she's walking so much nicer and she's more friendly to other dogs. And yeah, I think she really is enjoying this longer leash. I think this is much better. Those are all like extra insights. The only thing that matters is the longer leash working or not? That's what I want to know. Now, if you're doing polls or you're doing tests or you're doing experiments in Amazon, whatever you do know what you're testing. So stick with your plan. If you're creating an image, so based on insights, I'm learning like easy installation is important. And I'm making a decision to show easy installations in my main image like this. And I'm winning. Now, then we can all say, that's beautiful, I'm winning. So let's go. We can go live. No, wait a minute. First, check the results. So dive into it and say like, okay, I'm talking about image tag A. How many times is easy confirmed? This is what I want to know, because otherwise I'm not getting to the point of a full listing optimization. I need to find a theme, like what is the message I have to bring across? And by doing so, you can also learn, and this is bringing me back to the situation insights. If you change the situation a little bit and you do a marketplace poll again up against slightly different competitors, like a different digital shelf, then the full context is changing, then you can also think about variations, a broader approach of getting the sales, dominate the market. And you do it by very, very specific testing and understand like what is needed to get that click, to get the conversion.
Sounds good.
So
is the poll running live right now?
Let's see. Yeah,
so we're targeting 75
in.
people, right? Okay.
Yeah. The first 3 are coming in. So let's see what is happening now.
Okay.
It's an ugly
thing.
funny pack. I wish the image could show the back a bit more clearly. That's something that I thought, like it's looking very black. It's almost looking like a stain. That's something I also saw in here in this image. But indeed, so it doesn't look fresh. It doesn't look bright.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We have 75 responses, so I will share the results with you, Gary, and then you can also drop it in the link, and other people can check it as well.
We'll share the poll results in the replay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now tomorrow we have the open office hours. I spoke about it, and then I will tell you more about the process that we follow, because I spoke today about the process of ideate, hypothesize, create, test and validate, and then the constant loop. That's what I did with the example of the leash. I did the same example with the easy install or the sturdiness. It's always a constant loop, like testing and validating, getting back, and learning like what is needed. What should I do? How do I get to a point to optimize listing? Now, we want to help you with that. So tomorrow I have open office hours. You will get an email, right, Gary?
Yes. So that open office hours will be part 2 of this workshop, right?
Yeah. So then...
and what will people get out of it exactly?
I'm going to help them during that call to set up their own poll.
Okay.
But if they have other questions, other questions about optimization, I'm also there to help.
Okay, so if you guys have any questions about setting up your own poll, like how to structure it, how to structure the questions, etc., then please join us for that. And if you guys have any questions right now, we have about 4 or 5 minutes remaining. Please raise your hand or drop them in the chat. Peter Paul, tell us about the office hours tomorrow, and also for people that want to test out IntelliV, how can they test it out?
Yeah, so testing IntelliV is going to intelliv.net, but you can share the link that you have, right? That's correct, right? You have a link for that.
Yes, just 1 second.
Let me also check.
Actually, if you have the link, I apologize for that.
Well, yeah. So, let me see. I hope I can find it quickly. This is really something that we should have prepared, isn't it?
Yes, I thought it would be in part of the presentation, but forgive me.
Yeah, well, I thought so
please
too,
bear
but I
with.
forgot
Yeah,
about it. So, but
yeah.
yeah, that's great. But there's for members of Seven Figure Seller Summit, there's a special starting deal. So then you start with credits, and it's very
Yes.
handy. So, but as said, after this meeting, you will send it. We should send a meeting with the link to the open office hours tomorrow, right? We can also include the link to the sign up for IntelliV with the special deal for Seven Figure Seller Summit, and we can share more details about follow up. Does that work?
Yes, the open office hours. Do you have the time zone conversion? It's September 6th.
It's my time.
It's 12 noon Amsterdam. Okay, let me put this in the link first, in the chat first.
It's my time in the Netherlands time. So in the Netherlands, it's 9 p.m. Oh, you have 12 p.m.
So Tamar sent me this link and time. Is that correct?
No, I have 9 p.m. because we felt like later the day is better because most likely everybody can join. So it's 9 p.m.
Okay. Can you put the correct one then? Because that's the only one I have.
Yeah, it's this link. That's what I have. Is it the same link or not? No, I don't think so. That's the link.
Okay, and the time is, sorry guys, let me do the time zone conversion.
Yeah, so it's my time 9 p.m. That's Amsterdam time.
Okay, so
And let's see, time conversion 9 p.m.
It's 3 p.m. in the US Eastern Standard Time.
thank you, Chinedu.
Thank you.
So that's Friday, September 6th at 3 p.m. Eastern time, correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's 3 p.m. That's correct. Eastern time.
Okay. I'll put this in the chat for you guys. That comes on at 4 a.m. Tokyo time, so I will not be able to join. So Peter Paul, we'll let you run the show for part 2.
Yeah. Is everybody okay with that?
That's Friday, September 6th at 3 p.m. Eastern. I just put it in the chat. London would be Friday, September 6th at 8 p.m. I don't think anyone's in London attending today. So Melbourne is 5 a.m. Saturday, in case anyone from Australia wants to join us. Okay. So Peter Paul, thank you very much. We're just about out
I
of
have the
time.
link.
Yeah.
I
Do you
the
have the link available for
yeah,
people to
here
check
it
it out?
is.
If not, we can just put the general link in
Oh, here
first,
it
just
is.
for people to check it out.
I have it. I have it.
Okay, thank you.
I have it. And then finally, for
Oh wait,
joining the
you just
waiting
sent a
list.
DM. Just one second. I'll put the link in the chat.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
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 Okay, so if you guys want to test out IntelliV, please use the link here. We have in the chat, and we do have a special discount for the 7-Figure Seller Summit community. And what should people do, Peter Paul? Should people get started if they're interested with their own poll first, or should they wait until tomorrow to do this together with you?
I hope, of course, that based on what I showed today, that they already want to try something like making a draft, or just look around and see like what you can do, like what can we offer. It's, as said, it's a DIY platform. And I love to hear feedback also tomorrow. If you're joining the call again and you say to me like, well, I tried this or I tried that, but I couldn't find it or I didn't understand, please do so. Let me know, because it's also giving us the opportunity to improve more. But I think you will do, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll send the link to the replay out to everybody. And then can you guys make it tomorrow? If you can make it tomorrow, can you type in 1 in the chat? If you cannot make it tomorrow, type in 2 in the chat, just so we know. Okay, Jinedu says yes, 1. If anyone else, just so we know, we can prepare in advance. And Peter Paul, would there be other people beyond our community members joining office hours tomorrow?
No, for tomorrow, exclusive for this group.
Okay.
But if you share, yeah, if you share the email, then I think it's still fine. If other people want to join, that's okay.
Okay, I see. Sorry, the Zoom link. Okay, I'll put everything in the chat afterwards. But the Zoom link, Peter Paul messaged me DM, so I'm putting it in the public chat right now. So the Zoom link is in the chat. Okay. All right, yeah. And then I'll send a follow-up email to everybody with the link to join tomorrow. All right. Okay. Any questions, guys, before we head out? We're good. All right. Thank you very much, Peter Paul. And I'm looking forward to the poll results. If you can share it with me whenever they're available, that'd be awesome. And then maybe I can record some question or commentary for tomorrow as well. Yeah, does that sound good?
Yeah, if you want, I can drop. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to do that to you. I will send the link to you. We'll be fine.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, everybody. I learned a lot. I'm sure everyone else did too. And we will see you guys soon. Hopefully some of you guys can join part 2 tomorrow. All right. Thanks again, Peter Paul. Take care, guys. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.